Hello and welcome to another one of my Ascension messages. My name is Bobbie Richardson and I'll be your guide for today. Today we have just branched into September. Yay, September. September for us here is spring, and so it's all joyful and little lambs jumping around and new buds coming out of the trees and so forth. Okay, so today I'm going to be channeling my messages from my team. My team consists of the Cyanians, who are Pleiadians, high-end Pleiadians that are close to source energy. They are the observers. They've come here to observe, but to also help when necessary for humanity's consciousness to move more into the love vibration, connecting to their soul. I'm also able to channel Pleiadians, obviously. Arcturians come through every now and then, and the Mother Earth, the elementals sometimes branch in. Mainly the Pleiadians do work with me, and there's another little fella called Nova, who is from the Cronus Borealis sector, and he sometimes appears with, he's quite funny when he comes in. But I just speak like this, and all it is like this conversation that rolls through my head. I know them through feeling, and I just speak like this. So we'll just bring up whatever's going to come through from them. I do have a heck of a lot of notes that I've written down lately, but for some reason, I just want to put them aside. I don't want to really tap into them yet. I feel like there's something new coming. It's really valuable to us individually and as a whole. A new awareness that's starting to branch through. The recognition of the power that we have within ourselves, and that. Okay, so they're already like starting up. So this is good. Also, just before we do start, I have some masterclasses for sale. They're going to go off sale soon. So if you really want to get into those masterclasses, it's all about learning all to clear your mind right through to telepathy. I've had a few really good reviews from the last lot, and yeah, I won't be doing them for a while after this. So yeah, if you really want to get involved with that, they are just the end of them being for sale. Hey Mary, hey Debbie, hey Gio in the chat bar. Good to see you guys. Okay, so let's get into some of these messages that they want to pull through for us. There's this feminine power, understandable, that is starting to really come in. The soul is being, through learning to love ourselves more, has been grounded more into this physical body. And as it does, it starts to awaken us to loving more of this physical world as well. So when the soul starts to, because we do all the clearing, we stop with the mind crap that's coming in and telling us we have to follow specific certain protocols that aren't really working, then when that starts to clear away, we have this space within ourselves that's open for us to actually bring through the soul. And when that starts to ground into us, the soul's then vibrating at a what the heck? you're where? You're still worried about finances, you're still worried about, and you're not seeing yourself as an infinite being. You're not seeing the power of who we are, who this is, who I am. The I am is, and then all this sort of awareness starts to flow through. Have you been looking after your body? Have you been loving your body? And I tell you what, most of us, and that's one thing that I've come up to, I just put up this great big long spiel on Facebook about the body and loving the body, because we tend to, in our heads, go, this isn't good enough. To me, my chin, I don't have a chin, and, I've got flabby bits now that I'm getting older. I'm actually turning 57 on Friday. So happy birthday to me for Friday. And I'm really looking at myself and my body, and they're telling me it's because our soul is more integrated through the love of us not having the mind crap going on and on so much. then the love of ourselves comes into play, or this connection to our souls. And then our souls are like, what the? Yeah, no, that programming of your mind was totally up the wop. And then they're saying that because of that, when we see somebody else playing the unbalanced game with their minds, we start to see and feel how ridiculous they are being. The dishonesty within them is just so then we start to see all this hickledy-picklediness outside of us. And they said it's necessary for the breakdown of a unbalanced structure where it's never going to be conducive, because it was only filling the boots or helping only a few and not the many, where the many is where life is. And they're showing me trees, mangroves or something that are connected through their roots. They all feed and release nutrients towards each other. They become whole. It's not about, and that's one of the notes that I put in, it's not about the competition. The competition is a program that's pulled over our eyes. Nature doesn't compete with one another, rather than work symbiotically work in with each other. Death is always part of the process, and so when we see death as the failing of not winning or something like that, then we're all, oh my god, to that. And really, they're saying it's just part of the process, and Mother Nature knows this. It doesn't have any sort of indication where, oh my god, that's a bad thing because it's not survived, or it's more of a, oh wow, the soul's released now, so it can actually move into some other beautiful life that, it's had enough of that life. It's explored all it could with that life. It's now given its body over to somebody else to be able to consume, so that it can then also have the chance as a soul to be part of that that body, that avatars, or person that ate it. So in other words, cows can become humans, and that sort of thing. And they said it's actually really interesting if you actually see a cow in nature. They have funerals. A lot of animals do when they're left to actually be the animal. They will gather around and they will help with the energy of that soul releasing, so that it can go into a higher or a more explored divination. I don't even know if that's a word, but yeah, another place that it can explore into. It can become another animal on Earth. Things tend to stick to the same sort of persona until it's learnt all the lessons on that, or planet, they're saying, say planet, so that it's learnt all of the lessons on that planet that it wants to learn. It's not that everything, when it comes into the wholeness of just one, the creator, everything is just one. It has explored every single life, every single thing, everything. But the soul's journey and what it goes through is more of a, oh, I've learnt all my lesson with that life, and so now I'm tending to leave. But the problem is, they said, with humanity, it's been more of a, we have way more scope. We have way more that we can bring to Mother Earth. We have way more, and it's when we find that connection with Earth through our soul's understanding that we're all one. That's that right hemisphere, that feminine hemisphere that's been awoken now to this, that we will conducively work together, not in competition. It is that we will conducively work together, not in competition. It is a symbiotic feel of each other's necessaries and needs to go through life with. So as we are progressing, and this energy at the moment is bringing more of our soul's energy through, as we're progressing into our divine self, and grounding it more into our bodies, we're starting to notice all of the unbalancedness of ourselves, how we've been thinking. It's brought to light, others and how they're thinking, but then we realize we're not here to change up them. They're their own God, sovereign self. We're here to only change ourselves and then show as an example of something that can move through. Some of us have been held in a quarantine sort of a sector because our wisdom or our knowledge is needed for the future, not for the present, because it's something that's more powerful and alignment. And they keep bringing that up as well with me, mainly because I'm like, what the? I'm waiting. I know where my soul is supposed to be, and the more I feel it coming into my body and loving myself, the more I'm like, what the is? Why am I here? Like, I'm supposed to be, but they're like, yeah, you're supposed to be here, love here, relax into this, enjoy the process, because there is coming anyways, no matter what, it's happening. So if you're ever going through a place where you're like, is this never going to end? Am I ever going to get to where I really, really want to go? It could be that you are being held into, they say it's like, they don't like saying a holding cell because it sounds like a prison. It's not a prison. You're held in a certain vibration, holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back because you know when you go forward, there has to be a certain alignment with the rest of the world that's ready to hear the messages, or ready to see the experiences that you're bringing forth. So whatever experience that is, whether it's your artwork, your vocals, your psychic abilities, your ability to be able to connect through feeling. A lot of stuff is happening at the moment. So they actually said it's actually best if you just enjoy where you're at, because you're meant to also, as well as the mission that you're supposed to do, you're also meant to enjoy being here. That's actually helping humanity's, whether you're somebody ends up becoming quite famous or not, doesn't make any difference. When you start to enjoy and love just being present, finding your own inner self of what makes you happy, it's helping humanity's consciousness in a big way. It's because humanity's consciousness is like constantly feeling like the ones that are unbalanced. They're feeling, oh yeah, this is a terrible place to live in. I don't like it. The fear-based programs come in and just absorbs them. They feel powerless. They feel like it could never be a good place to live in. So if you found a good scenario within this reality, then yeah, that's going to actually send a vibration out to others that are in your reality, to, yes, there is somebody in this world that's actually enjoying this place. And that's going to grow us into, it's so funny. Everything from the unbalanced state is all to do with the outside world trying to give us information. In other words, longevity and all that. Oh, let's take that pill. That'll make us last longer. Blah, 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 blah. It won't make you last longer if your soul doesn't like it here. It won't. Like, you could take all the pills to make you the healthiest person in the world, and then you will just walk out and have an accident because within your own mind, in your own concept of this reality, you're not happy. Yeah, so if you're pushing through this world and resistance and going, well, I want to live to 120 now and I want to be healthy, but you're still in your head going, I hate this. This is horrible. I don't like who I am. I don't like, myself in this reality. You will have an accident. That's just the way it goes. So yeah, they're really pointing out that when we make this life happier for ourselves, we have longevity from the inside out, because our soul, that we are connected to the divineness of all, will enlighten the cells, and the cells will spark into understanding their position of where they're supposed to be as a healthy cell, and we won't get sick. We will thrive. And I said that's why, like, that literally the Pleiadians are coming through now. That's why on our planet we live a lot longer, because we literally love being in this avatar, this body, this frequency, this alignment with our planet. We love this life, and so we live a lot longer. They've got a number in my head, 350 is what that, and I said there's no reason why you cannot do this. And you actually, there are pockets of people on this planet that live way longer than what you would expect, but they are in resonance with Mother Earth. They are happy with themselves. They are content and feel great about their life, and it just keeps staying because the soul doesn't want to leave. So the soul will keep on healing you. The soul will enlighten the cells. It will bring light through the cells, and it will keep on regenerating. All this programming that we have of, oh yeah, that chemical was released and that will do it, and that means that you're going to get older and you're going to die, la la la. And that, you know, it's all going to happen anyway because you can't even stop it. All of that is just literal programming, where science, who was only ever looking outside of us for the answers, found specific cells that were dying, sorry, and then went, oh, that's when that chemical went with that, and that means that, and then it got age, and you know, we ended up dying. That's, yeah. So in the end, it's an inside job, right? And they keep bringing this up. It's an inside job. And another thing that they kept saying to me is throughout the week, and kept hearing it in my head over and over, you hold the key to everything within you, And I know it's not that easy. Also, that they keep bringing me to the fact that we're empaths. When we're empaths and we start, like, as we start to connect to our soul, we become more empathic. Those that are empaths actually have a strong connection to their soul, because empathic means feeling. And what's the soul? How does the soul communicate with us? Feeling based, not logically speaking and, you know, with a gavel. None of that. It's feeling based. We turn it into language after with our logical mind, because we've been told to program this feeling or this thing means this, and so you say that word. But you start off with feeling. It always has been feeling based. That's where telepathy, channeling, and all of that comes through. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but anyway, they're talking about these keys that are this key that's within us of being able to change things around. But the empath, when it starts to feel a lot, it can also feel all of that's happening in the waves of consciousness. So we can, sometimes it's like they're showing me somebody walking down a road, and then there's a line of disembodied power is what they're saying. Disembodied power. I'm seeing it as depression or something, like someone who's sent out a wave of sadness, and then when the empath walks through that feeling, they will feel it too. And then we've got to remember that we need to learn to be the observer of this feeling when it happens, that it's not ours, that it's actually, we've just walked past or through a vibration that was something to do with a wave of intensity from humanity's consciousness as they are learning to wake up themselves. And when they send out these waves, we are the transformers. So the empaths learn to transform the energy as it moves through us, we feel into it and we go, no, 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 that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not coming from the soul or love or loving to be here. I know how to transform this because I've done all that shadow work before. I've worked out how to stop my mind from thinking that sort of thing, telling myself, no, I can find central balance. I can find stillness within my mind. And now I can transform it into happiness. So we literally walk through these feeling-based energies that are disembodied from, yeah, interesting how they're saying disembodied. I don't know why, but anyway, we'll go with that. And then we transform them. We become the transmutation of the energy. So that's how powerful empaths can be. But if an empath is still in their logical mind and thinking outside themselves only and getting depressed and sad and all that, and everything is them and they're feeling really small about themselves, they are contributing to the program. So until they awaken, and they usually awaken first because they feel so much, they have to go through so much within themselves. And they're usually empaths is someone who are very connected to their soul right off the bat. But as humanity starts to awaken, they become more empathic. Everyone will end up becoming feeling based. We're moving from a physical, looking outside ourselves world, a physical based world, only physical, to coming back into the feeling based humanity. So we're aligning our feelings necessary and meaning something, very much so, and then experiencing the physical. So we're putting that physical back in its place, that it's not the be all of everything. Because feelings, when we are in touch with that, when we understand how we feel, we can transform our worlds from the inside out of what we decide to choose to focus in on those great feelings. And then the outside world literally mirrors that. And it's just that with humanity not being in control of their mind, we go back and forth and all over the show like a wiggle squiggle. Yeah. So that's cool. At the moment, though, really powerful keys coming up. There's actually also a time stream key that's happening. They said, imagine all the streams. I'm reading this off my phone, by the way. Imagine all the time streams available before you, and you wanted to join one of them. Say a master hands you a note. Sorry, say a master hand. Say a master hands you a note with this instruction on it, and you open it up, and it says, "You are the key. All you have to do is to focus on your attention on the time stream you want until you merge with it." This is happening to you every moment. This is actually literally happening to you at every given moment. But you have only just started to be aware of it. So, and that is like that vulnerability of, so the logical mind plays its game. We go into the outer world, and the outer world's telling us we should think this, and we should do this, and we have to. And then we come home and like, no. There is trillions of different time streams out there. And I can just plug into one and choose it and say that I want to be part of that. This is literal manifestation at its key point. Then we have to feel into it. And like the master was saying, and through those instructions, you open it. You have to feel into all of that you desire, your desired outcome is, and give your attention fully to it. And then even though it hasn't played out in your outer world yet, your actions start to, or your choices and who you come into play with and how you speak, what you say, are all aligned with this outcome. So you become more say for instance, you wanted a more abundant outcome, instead of speaking words of, yeah, I really wish I could have that. That would be so awesome. And you're kind of a little mouse about it. Instead, it's like going up to someone and you straight out say to them, hey, remember that, business idea that you had? I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to start moving towards it. And it's like, everything that you are, you become that future self first, and then the future becomes you. So you have the keys within you to change absolutely everything. When you speak as if you are that already. And those that will not understand you will not hear you. When they're not ready to hear, they will not hear. So when you speak like this in the grandeur that you are, when they come up to you and you speak like that, if they're not at the same level of consciousness, say you're talking about psychic stuff or whatever, they will hear the bits that they need to hear for themselves, but they won't understand the full conversation that you've been explaining. They will only hear a little bit. They're bringing me to when I walked into a cafe, and this beautiful soul on the other side was serving me, and she was talking about work, and I said something about my work, that I also have another job, that I am a channeler on a YouTube show. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to say it for what it is. I'm not going to hide it. I'm just going to be really supportive of that. I'm a channeler for a YouTube show. And she just heard that I was a YouTuber. That's all. But she did not hear the channeler. She didn't hear it at all. So she was like, oh yeah, it's really good that older people are doing YouTube stuff as well. That's cool. And then she didn't want to know anything more about it. And most people would ask a little bit more about it, but she just turned around and, no, don't want to hear anything more about it. It's like her brain just went, no, don't want to hear about the psychic stuff. And that is fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's where she is. And we've got to let people play out their game, right? We're not here to change or force anyone. That's the old program. We're here just to be authentic within ourselves. And those that are ready to hear that authenticness will start to line with you. And then you know, this is somebody that I can actually be involved with. That this is somebody that I can actually talk to, and so forth. So yeah, that's really cool. There is quite a bit here. There was this thing that came up. I've got so many notes here. It's stupid that I can't even find half of them. I'm going to see if I can remember it. But there was also something else that they were bringing into connection with the shamans, and how they actually worked with this world in the higher vibrations. That when you start to understand that you are the soul, you can connect, you can feel more, you can become more empathic, you can connect to animals as well. Then your consciousness can actually entangle with their consciousness, and you can see through the eyes of an eagle, you can see through the eyes of a bear, you can see through the eyes of a lizard, you can see through the eyes of, and you start to gain all this other wisdom that comes from all the animals that are on planet Earth as well. And that is understanding that we are all one at the core self, the eye of self. And so when we get into more feeling, when our soul starts to integrate more into our body, we become more empathic, we become the channelers of energy and information, but we can also connect to different life forms, and we can become the observer of that. They're bringing me to a story of the elder that I worked with. I wasn't present at this one. She was actually in Australia. Near Uluru at the time, and there was the group that I was with for a while. She apparently, this is the story that I was told. She went into meditation. She said to everybody, go off for a walk. And so they all went for this long walk, and it was like half an hour later, they saw an eagle flying past and squawking. And one of the people, they looked up and they saw the eagle and went, oh, it's grandmother. You know, grandmother's told us that she can see through the eyes of an eagle. Wave to the eagle, everyone, wave to the eagle. So everyone starts waving to the eagle, and then, you know, half an hour later, they all come back from their walk and they go see grandmother who's just coming out of her meditation. And the first thing she said was, did you see me wave back? And they're all like, what? This is for real. So this is what shamans and elders do. They blow your mind. They're supposed to blow your mind because your mind is very limited in what it's been programmed with. And there is so much more that we can expand ourselves into. We have this innate, I don't even know what that word is. My English is shocking in my logical brain. Innate power. Okay, we have this innate power. I reckon I was really bad at English just so that I can channel through these words that I don't know what they are, so I know I'm channeling. Anyway, we have this innate power to be able to, I'm going to look that up later. Anyway, to be able to connect with so much more varied of wisdom and information, and the animals hold a lot, and we we are the next awareness of consciousness. So we have the animals' awareness and how they are moving. And yes, they can have our awareness that we have as humans as well. Some of them do. There are panthers out there, there's bears out there that have this awareness as well, right? But the majority of animals is a kind of a lower awareness of self. They just are in their program, enjoying the lifestyle that they're doing. They don't see much more beyond their program. But we have the ability to see beyond our program, and especially when we come into balance with ourselves and bring in that essence of the soul, we have way much more power. And so we can now connect to all these different animals that have all this wisdom, right? We can literally see through the eyes of an eagle so that we can become, you know, we can feel into flying like an eagle. We can I've also had somebody else who told me a story when they were in Mullaney, when I lived in Mullaney, and they said, I just honed into this little frog that was on this leaf. No, he didn't. He said, I was sitting beside this tree that had leaves in it. And all of a sudden, that's right, he said, all of a sudden, it was like my soul got sucked into behind the leaf. And I started to see life from behind the leaf outwards, and the observation was totally different, and the feeling was totally different. And when I come back into myself, I pulled back the leaves, and here was a frog sitting on a leaf looking at me. So we can become way more, and that's how expansive we can be. So can you imagine us, you know, a group of us in a circle, tuning into Mother Earth and feeling into her, and understanding, you don't mind if those trees are chopped down for our buildings. You don't mind if you're going to help us grow a certain sort of tree that's going to give us the shelter that we need, or you're going to help us with the food that we need, or whatever. We start to tune in. You know how to clean your own water up. Okay, we don't have to feel guilty about all of that over there because you're going to clean it, you know, with the help of this, and totally different messages that come through from an etheric way, an energetic vibe, a vibration that meets her in a clear consciousness. Our world is not clear. We have dirty water and dirty food because we have a dirty way of perceiving our life. Literally, that is our reflection. So there's all this new stuff that's coming through here. It's so valuable for us to start to come into this. She's also bringing me to, weirdly enough, Mother Earth is now coming through, icebergs. There is a lot of ancient wisdom held within ice that is melting into the water, that is going to flow through the streams and the rivers, into the seas and the oceans, be absorbed by much more enlightening people through this new essence of understanding what our history was. So we can literally, when we become that empathic, find wisdom within the water. And there's a lot of stories within our history that have been completely covered up. They kept us in a very, very small, limited space so that they could control us. But our history holds a lot more vastness. They're actually telling me that Atlantis, Lemuria is just that much compared to what has actually been in humanities. As I drink, I'll just drink some water on that one. Yeah, so that's why they cloud the water. They cloud our food, they cloud our water, they cloud everything. But we can always blame somebody outside of ourselves for all of that, right? But it's not until we clear up our alignment with source energy and soul and love of self, that is reflecting all of the cloudiness falls away. They have no more power over us. We already found the power within us and the understanding of our connection to much more. A telephone is pathetic compared to, sorry, I just say pathetic compared to the vast communications that we can have when we start to become aligned with our souls and ourselves and our feeling base and our empathy. There's way, way more. Okay, I really got into that channeling, which was so cool. Hey, everyone in the chat bar. Nicole, Sasha, Tama, good to see you guys. Liz, really good to see you guys in the chat bar. I really appreciate you all being here and being part of this beautiful family that's growing slowly. I am so blessed. I feel like I am surrounded by such powerful people. These people have been with me forever. And they've seen the change. Many of you have seen the changes that I've gone through in my ability to channel. And it's just so beautiful that I am held by so much beautiful power. So thank you from my heart. Okay. Is there any more messages that's coming through for humanity? Yeah, so she's Mother Earth is still present, and she's talking about the many different realities within the consciousness of herself, in the elemental worlds, in the trees. There's worlds beyond worlds, within worlds, within worlds. She's showing me a Fibonacci sort of a spiral, fractal. I don't know. I can see the patterns, and they get smaller and smaller the more that you look into them, the more that they become whole themselves. And so it's like we just keep going in and in and into different perceptions. She said a planetary body holds everything within its consciousness, just like a human body does. We are all just mere reflections of the infinite world, of the infinite universe, of the infinite reality. So within a human body, we have so many different life forms going within us, cells that are working, things that have their own agendas to create. But it's all consciousness. At the pinpoint of all is just consciousness going on a journey, and whatever we're focusing on is what our journey becomes. So it's just so obvious, she says, it's so obvious at this point to just remember you always held the key within you to focus on what you needed to focus on, bringing that reality in. And we are so fixed, humans are so fixed on worrying about abundance, where abundance is flowing through us at every given moment. It's just an alignment of our choices and how we perceive ourselves to be as we move through this world. And we can change this any given moment through acknowledging those parts of us that are in resistance to our soul, or the love of self, or Mother Earth herself, Gaia herself. She likes to be seen as a wholeness within herself, masculine and feminine as well. Yes, she is Mother Nature. She delivers a lot. She can express a lot of, give a lot of food, and from humanity's consciousness and awareness, she is feminine in that respect, but there is masculine and feminine within her. She is both, because she produces the masculine as in a physical world that we can actually play in as a playground as well. All realities already exist on her. It's just a matter of us tapping into the ones that we really love. And that's why the animals are present on this world, to give us an understanding that there is way more vastness of wisdom and information that we can move into or bring towards ourselves. You could even, like she said, take one animal per week and focus in on the messages that it wants to bring you. If you felt inclined to, you don't have to. Certain people would just absolutely love that, because that's what their soul lineage is all about. Their soul's mission here on this world, is about that. Same with plant life. Same with the elements, wind, earth. And she says that as you go into those bigger elements, it's like all the animals fit into one or two of those elements. Yeah, it's like, and then we come into the wholeness of self. It's really interesting what she's showing me here. Wholeness of self in the end. Yeah, she's showing me like that, like a lot of things, and then they become more aware. Each one's separate, and then they become more aware. They become fewer but more aware, and more aware and more aware, until we just become one big ball of love, of light, and where we have then the vastness to be able to tap into anything. Okay, I'll leave that there. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, the words "don't panic" is coming into my head. Don't panic. Don't panic. It's all aligned. It's all going really well. It's actually going really well. It doesn't look like it's going well because certain things are falling away and falling down. If you focus in on those things that are falling away from us, yes, it looks terrible, but they're falling away for a purpose. And it's getting ugly. The things that are falling away start to get ugly, so ugly that we don't want to focus on them. And that is the whole point. It's just too ridiculous. I don't even want to go there anymore. I don't want to listen to that program anymore. I don't want to listen to that information that they're pulling up on TVs and stuff, and because it becomes too messy and ugly for our souls to even, doesn't make sense. Those that are born empaths actually had an awareness of that to begin with. So if you were born an empath or connected to your soul more, you would have gone through your school going, huh? Why are we learning like this? I swear there's more to humanity. I know I did. I didn't get it. I failed school, by the way. Totally failed. Okay. Is there anything else? I can't think of anything else. I can't think of anything else. I don't think anything else is coming through. So let's go into, I usually do free chat bar readings. So we'll open the chat bar to free readings. If you're leaving me here, thank you so much for being part of this journey and this channel information. Please don't forget to hit the the like button and subscribe. Yeah, if you want a one-on-one reading with me, I'm an intuitive counselor and can help you with that. So yeah, channel through information for you. So that's open, and yeah, the links are down below. So yeah, we will get into the chat bar readings, see who wants to have. Oh my God, I just thought I would shuffle just off the off chance, and I was thinking of the collective, and we have the world. See, we're coming together, and this is all the elements that I was talking about. I love this. So we've got water, fire, earth, and air, and it's literally us in the middle, like becoming one with everything. I love this. What a beautiful card to pop out just after that channel message, and it just flew out. I love it. I love it when the cards speak like that. Okay. Well, even this is an extension of myself, see? That's what makes a good reader, right? Okay, let's get into this. Hey, Diane. Good to see you. Debbie. Geo, I talk to animals by blinking. I love that. Yeah, I've always said to myself, whenever I speak the truth, a gecko goes. So whenever I'm thinking or speaking the truth, geckos start going. I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, any case, I'm sure it can go much deeper than that though. But we can't do everything. I just want to do everything. So I do a little bit of everything, and I just do a little bit of everything. Okay, here we go. Let's get into this. So Deepen. Sorry, just waving. Okay, Debbie. To Michael, he was outside. Debbie. Everything fell. Okay, well, I'm not taking all of those, but we did have one that fell out face down, and it just happened to be the tower, which means I'm now looking at the others going, okay, can you help me out with this? Because the tower can mean quite a few things. The tower can mean, something's falling away from you that's not necessary, that opens a space for you to move into your higher self. That's pretty much the message that's coming through. Yeah, like your higher self's coming in, and it's coming in with a balanced energy. But for some reason, the tower has been showing up for you. So if things start to feel a little chaotic, rocky, not sure where the future's going, that sort of thing, what the moments in your life, it's all meant to be, but they still want you to work on your mind more to help you with this ascension. Keep bringing it back to finding a central place. Whenever something goes a bit weird, just keep going. It's okay. I am presence. I am self. I am. And I don't know why they keep bringing. I don't even say that to myself. So it's interesting, but it's like I am the divine self. And from that point, I will have the power to shift whatever's needed to be shifted. I mean, 3 of Wands, Hangman, Sun. You are going into something really cool. We do have the Sun here. We have the Hangman. So you're certainly waiting. There's a waiting, and there's a place within your mind that it's going to help. Once your mind gets into balance, this was in reverse, the Palace of Swords. This is the only pack that actually has an environmental card. So the Palace of the Mind, so the mind's creating what you really desire here. And yeah, but you need to be focusing on knowing that you can control your mind means that the world outside of you will already fall into place, and it's not necessarily trying to control the outside world. You don't want to do that. You go from the inside journey out. Okay, Mona. Okay, I don't know. These cards just love telling stories. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords come in reverse. So you're getting rid of some sort of heartache, something that's really hurt you. Finally starting to release it and not let it be the sting of everything. It's going to help you bring in the actual thing that you've probably been looking for, which is somebody, a masculine energy that's abundant coming into your reality. Look at this. No way. No way. So we have the Queen and the King. Like this is a mutual, respectful relationship that's full of abundance, not because of the wealth that you have, but the knowing that you can create wealth at any given moment from bouncing off each other. You are never going to feel in need as much as before, but it's all to do with releasing all of the old stuff before and becoming more of in line with, yeah, this is so cool. Like, how cool is that? The King and the Queen of Coins. Awesomeness. So I wouldn't mind getting them. Okay. So Tama. Oh my gosh, not everything. Like we have too many. So I'm going to put them back. Sorry, Tama. Just one or two, please. The one's fallen out. Two's fallen out. So we have Three of Cups. So this is a celebration-y type feeling here. Party. And the Queen of Cups. While standing in your power to celebrate something coming in that they're telling me a gift coming in for you because you're standing in your power, and it's a heart-based power. It's I know I'm a nice person. I know I mean well by everything I say and do now, and I'm not going to get down on myself if somebody else takes it the wrong way. And there's a celebration that comes from this because of you coming from your heart, and others starting to see you for who you are, because you're starting to see you for who you truly are, the essence of who you truly are. So they're going to start seeing it as well. Debbie, that blew me away. Incredibly accurate. How I will listen to it a few more times. Like I always do. You're very welcome, Debbie. Okay, who else have we got here? Thank you for letting me know too, Debbie. That I really appreciate that. Who else have we got? There's a few people here, but I'm just seeing who's going to stick out. Liz. Any messages for Liz, please? One just flipped and went back in the pack. I'll grab that. Okay, so one flipped and it went back into the pack. So we'll see what that one is. The Fool. Okay, so Liz, it's time for you to have a little bit more faith in trusting the unknown. So obviously our logical mind wants to know what's going to happen next so it can control it. But if you're working through the soul, you need to just leap and say, I know I will be supported. I know this is going to be a difficult leap, or I don't know why I'm saying difficult leap, but I'm saying difficult leap. So, but jump anyway. Just jump. But jump, they're saying, try to jump, fully supporting who you are in that moment. You know what? I really have faith in this. I can trust this. Even though I can't see it, where it's going, I will be fine. So we have the Five of Swords coming up. So there could be something that was what is concerning you about some sort of fights, arguments, something challenging in your past. And now they're asking you to have a leap of faith into something. It could even be trusting somebody else. And you're like, yeah, that's just going to end up in an argument or a fight later on down the track. Like they want you to let go of that, because remember, try to remind yourself that it was in the past. It was in the old energies of, and you're becoming a new you. And so that old energy, yes, it would have been a fight because you were still fighting within yourself. And the new energies are teaching you to not fight within yourself, so that when you take a chance into having a relationships with anybody else, it's going to come from knowing that you are now fully deserving and loving who you are. So yeah, something to do with that as well. Debbie, it's such an honor and a privilege to have connected with you. Your amazing intuition. Yay. Mona, so cool. Yeah. Lucky you, right? Okay. I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. I really want to meet all of you in one big place. It'd be so freaking awesome if that happened. Maybe I'm just going to put it out there, right? And then we all just come together. Who knows how that's going to happen, but okay. Oh, yeah, my intuitive video that I put out. Thanks, Sarah. I forgot about that for a second. Okay, guys, so I put out this amazing intuitive feeling into your own past lives. I think I'm going to do a second one as well, because there's so many past lives that you can feel into, but it's teaching you to connect to your soul and through your feelings. And it's so beautiful. If you haven't seen it yet, that's just put out a few days ago on my channel, connecting to your past lives. I love it, love it, love it. Yeah. Soul family reunion. Thank you, Yannicka. Thank you for that, saying that you love that video as well. Yeah, I'm really thrilled with that. Was a good idea that my team and I come up with. That was the Cyanians and Cyanians more. How about you do this? I remember driving. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that one. Okay. Michelle. Okay. Michelle. You have a card that's flipped and gone back in the pack again, and one that's flown out. So we'll take those two. So this one is flipped back in. And no way, how many Queen of Cups? She keeps coming out, right? Wow, we're really stepping into a feminine power here, guys. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Like, that is so cool that she keeps showing up, right? You also have the Two of Wands. Oh my God, unions. Unions are starting to come into play. But it's a union of soul families. And oh my God, it's getting really beautiful. Sorry. I love this. These messages when they go really into high vibe love. I like connection, trust, feeling really good about oneself, and so you can trust who you're going to be chatting to next and how you're going to have a relationship with them, whether it's friend, family, partner, full-on relationship, whatever it is. But you are coming from your heart as well. You are stepping in your power and knowing and loving who you are. So these relationships are going to start reflecting that. It's not like the past anymore, guys. I love that. That's so cool how she keeps flipping out. So cool. Okay, Mona, I set my intentions to let go and say goodbye to all those that hurt me last night. No way, crazy cool. Oh my God, that's awesome. In fact, I showed gratitude for the lessons. Without pain, I would be where I am now. Yes. And also, it's such an amazing journey when you see it from an observer point of view without feeling all those negative feelings with it, you're like, oh my God, what a freaking incredible journey I've gone on. Like, it's been actually, without the negative feelings, quite awesome. Crazy but awesome, right? You're welcome, Michelle. Okay, Nicole, please. Okay, we have one that's fallen out and one that's kind of just teetering on the top here. I'll take that. Okay, and I'm going to put those aside because Page of Cups is great. This is coming in. Oh, I know why this is coming in for you. So this was kind of half reversed. So Page of Cups and the Magician. This is the power for you and understanding that you can shift up your reality at any given moment. And I feel like you've just shifted or changed something in yourself where you are feeling a little bit vulnerable with your heart and how this is actually going to work, because it's like you're empowering yourself, or you learned to empower yourself in a different way. And so it's feeling a little bit fresh, a little bit new, something new coming in. You're going to get there though. Look at this. The other two that fell out was the Knight of Cups. So what a progression is this? Okay, I know who I am now. I'm getting up on my steed and I'm charging forward with my heart. Very heart-based readings at the moment. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles. So money coming in, or new abundance coming in, understanding what abundance is for yourself, what you really desire to manifest and bring into this world. It's coming in as well. It's a whole fresh new start here of abundance flowing in for you. Okay, guys. Virginia, yesterday I had a funeral service for the death of the belief that I am not enough. Oh, that's so good. Yes, see, we're shifting it. We're shifting things up. We're starting to recognize what we're to let go of, and how friggin' amazingly beautiful, powerful is our hearts. That's so cool. I've just recently come into just loving my body for what it is. I have all these hang-ups about myself. Always have since I was little. Long story there, and you'd understand completely why if you heard the story, but I'm not going to go into it. And then I just went, you know what? I'm just going to really embrace who I am. I'm going into elder stasis. I'm going to be 57 on Friday. That's definite elder. And so all the saggy bits and the wrinkles and the double chins that are coming up, so freaking be it. I don't care anymore. I'm going to love my body because it has, and I wrote this out on Facebook, it's taken me, walked 1,000 miles for me. It's put up with my mind crap of telling it's useless, and and it's still healed. I've healed myself so many times. Like I don't do the doctors and stuff like that unless I really necessarily have to. Like maybe once a year I go see a doctor, maybe, if that. So I heal myself a lot. And just the fact that I, can use this vessel to create, to sing, to create art, to bring you these messages, to have this reality, to feel and tactile and touch. So beautiful. And I'm just starting to really just love it. And that's made a big difference. So happy birthday to my body, turning 57 on Friday. Okay, guys, you're spot on. Thank you, Nicole, for letting me know that I was spot on. I love you guys so much. This is so cool. And so high vibe too. So we'll see what happens next. I'll definitely be around on Thursday to do my usual tarot readings. But yeah, I really enjoy just being present with you guys. I really should do more. I keep saying that to myself and to you guys, but life gets in the way sometimes, right? And I'm still doing the videos as well. I might do a second past life video. I think that would be cool. There's some other ones that have come up in my reality, and I'm like, oh, I could almost do a second one. Thanks, Diane. Saying happy birthday. It's a good a good week for me. Okay, guys, just trying to find the end stream. Yeah. I forgot where I am because I'm actually usually on Zoom and not on YouTube. Love you guys heaps. Until next time. Bye.